Rex Ryan is telling his defensive backs what in regard to Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Well, they're going to pack the boundaries with coverage, and they're going to make him throw the ball, to the wide side of the field because he's going to tell them that he throws a big ball. And when you say big ball, we always use the line where Chad Pennington said that when he threw the ball, you can actually see the laces on the ball spinning. That's how weak his arm was. So he's going to tell his DBs to sit on the route. Sit on the route, make him prove that he can beat us over the top. And, they're going to bait him, and they're going to try and jump every route that he throws because they don't respect his arm strength.
Why doesn't everyone do
that to him? They know he's a great decision maker.
Why doesn't everybody try that? I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick had a great year last year. The Bills game at the end of the season notwithstanding. But if Rex Ryan truly feels that way, that, we disrespect his arm, and we all know he doesn't have the strongest arm, I would think everybody would do that, and it'd be impossible for Ryan to be a good quarterback.
With all due respect, do you remember the schedule last year?
I do.
They're playing the varsity this year, man. They're not playing the JV. They got a real schedule this year, man. They're playing some tough opponents. And now people have seen it again, too, as well. Now this is the second year in the system in which they understand your tendencies. Now they have charts. Now they have percentages. Now they have down and distances. I think a lot of times, the receivers bail them out because they have such a huge catch radius that even if the ball isn't so much on target, they're so great in finding the ball and shielding the defenders that they made plays for them.
So when you handicap tonight's game, knowing that the Bills look like crap offensively as well last week against Baltimore, defensively they were actually very good, you would lean towards Buffalo again because of what you said? Or do you think the Jets' defense will be so good that the Bills won't be able to score?
I think the Jets' defense will be so good. But what Fitzpatrick's going to have to guard against is giving the Bills extra possessions. Because I think the defensive line is going to dominate, especially now without Glenn tonight. They should dominate the Buffalo Bills. It should be hard for Shady to get the ball out. Teams look at the Jets and they want to throw screens. They want to do misdirection. They're going to force Revis and some other corner to communicate. Meaning that they're going to create. If you can't stop it, it's going to repeat itself until you prove that you can defend it. So they're going to get speedos and force the young kid to communicate with Revis and try and attack him by making him have to work with other players.
We're talking to Bart Scott, NFL analyst on the NFL Today, and also over there at CBS Sports Network and everything else. And, Bart, bottom line is your assessment of where Darrelle Revis is in his career. Look, he got torched pretty good last week by A.J. Green. He was pretty much a professional about it after the game. He said, look, I can take it on the chin. But where is he in his career, and how much does he legitimately have left of being that shutdown corner that he was so good at one time in his early career?
I think he has about 2 more years to be that shutdown guy, and then we'll watch him be pretty much like Champ Bailey was late in his career, where he's a guy that you need to put a safety over the top. The Jets do a bad job in giving him pre-snap protection. Those safeties are just like, okay, we're in cover 0. Reeves is by himself. Okay, let everybody know they're sending a text message to the sideline. The great safeties in the game are able to play the game because, Boomer, like anybody, who are you reading? You read the safeties, up and back, inside and out, cover 2, deep zone, cover 1. They just send a text message to the opposing offense before the snap, which makes Reeves' job more
Yeah,
difficult.
But if you guys all know that, having played and watched it, I got to believe that the coaching staff knows it. So if it's that black and white, where it's sitting out there and you go, well, we know exactly what they're doing. We're text messaging the quarterback. Why wouldn't the Jets be aware of that?
I'm sure they are, but sometimes what happens is when you're a player, which Terrell Pryor is a young player, Gilchrist, just pretty much became a consistent starter, consistent contributor. First thing you do as a player is you do your job. Then when you become comfortable in knowing your job and knowing everybody else's job, then you think about everybody else. The players and the young players aren't there yet. They can't think about everybody else yet. They're just saying, I got my job, this is my man. They don't care who it affects in front of them or behind because they just want to make sure that they grade out good. See, but you think about the great safeties, the Palomalus. You think about
Ronnie Lott and Eddie Reed and all these guys, yeah.
Yeah, all that pre-snap playing around with the quarterback guys, because that's who you're reading. You're reading single high, two high. So quarterbacks in the pass game is looking at the safeties. So the safeties have to provide some type of protection where they can play the game.